New tonight, 10 Investigates is piecing together more details on the suspect accused of shooting two Hillsborough County deputies last week.
Emerald Morrow uncovering his story of domestic violence, all the allegations and the years it spans.
Please help me. Tried all I can think of.
It was a handwritten note for help. A woman who appeared to be stuck in a cycle of domestic abuse, pleading to the Hillsborough County Court for protection. The allegations all pointed to 34-year-old Christopher Muchowski just 1 month before tragedy struck.
I'm going to need all available units to assist with this so we can get it contained.
July 16th, it was a harrowing scene unfolding right here on the 100 block of West Shell Point Road in Ruskin, Florida.
We got two deputies shot.
Two Hillsborough County deputies shot, one in the neck, the other in the face and hand.
I got you.
Our suspect ambushed our deputies from the moment they arrived on scene. He was intent on taking the life of a deputy sheriff.
Yep. Hey, bullets in my hand.
The sheriff says a third deputy took a tactical position from behind and opened fire, shooting and killing the suspect. The sheriff says it all started after a woman came to the District 4 office to report a domestic violence incident. She said Muchowski, who was her ex-boyfriend, held her at gunpoint the night before.
Zip ties her legs, takes a sock, places it in her mouth, and places some tape over her mouth. Several times throughout the evening, as she gains consciousness and loses consciousness, he tells her, as he's holding her at gunpoint, that he's going to kill her.
10 Investigates found Muchowski had felony convictions for drugs and tampering with evidence and allegations of domestic violence in Hillsborough and Manatee counties. Hillsborough court records show in June, a woman living at the same address where last week's shooting took place filed for a civil order of protection against domestic violence. She described the latest incident at the time in a written narrative.
We were verbally arguing. Then he came from behind and choked me. I shoved him after I got up. Police called last weekend. Toxic situation. My fault. Chose this. Need help getting away from my mess.
It's absolutely heartbreaking to hear what she says, which is what so many survivors say, is that they take the blame on themselves because that abuser's probably been telling her for years, this is your fault, and they internalize that when it's not her fault.
Mindy Murphy is president and CEO of the Spring of Tampa Bay, which supports and protects survivors of domestic violence.
It's very hard to get away from somebody who doesn't want to be gotten away from, and it speaks to just how dangerous it is when women or men who are experiencing domestic violence, when they attempt to leave. It is the single greatest time for the risk that you're going to be killed.
It appears she had tried multiple times to get away, but was met with violence and threats. Records show in the June incident, the woman alleged Muchowski threatened to leak bad video of her onto social media and choked her for hours.
Dangerous. Please help me.
She also reported Muchowski had a history of alcohol and mental health problems. But a judge dismissed the case after the woman did not show up for the hearing.
He could have told her, if I'm going to kill you if you try and go to the court. He could have restricted her movement. We don't know.
10 Investigates also found a criminal case out of Manatee County in 2024 where she accused Muchowski of getting into her locked home and choking her until she fell unconscious.
Strangulation is the single greatest predictor of an abuser's ability to eventually kill you.
And if your partner did this to you, Murphy says your doctor needs to know.
We focus a lot on concussion in sport, but women actually experience abusive, head trauma and concussion and loss of oxygen at much higher frequencies than men because of the sheer number of victims of domestic violence who are overwhelmingly women. Please get checked out medically because strangulation can have lingering effects years into the future, and sometimes it's a silent killer 5, 6, 10 years later.
But help is always available.
You do not have to do this alone. You should not feel like you're alone in this. We are here. We're here to come alongside you, and we can help you stay safer as you try and navigate a very dangerous situation.
Murphy says Hillsborough County gets more than 6,000 911 calls for domestic violence every single year, something the sheriff's office is handling with new strength under its new domestic violence unit, which has not existed in the county for decades. The Spring of Tampa Bay also works closely with the sheriff's office for support. Emerald Morrow, 10 Investigates.